Hello and welcome back to the Comic Book Nerd Podcast. It has been some time, but we are finally back with you. Thank you so much for welcoming us into your ears and then your brain and your blood and however that works. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Ew. I am Eric, and with me as always,
Jeremy. Oh, I thought you were going to say my name there. No. It's been a while. Yeah. How long has it been?
I want to say we missed 4 weeks because it was like you took a day and then holiday
and Labor Day,
and then I took a day and then Skype took a day. So literally the three things that go into this show all took some time, and then now we're finally back. That's right. And speaking of us, you can follow us on Twitter. I am at EricWild91.
I am at Jeremy Ohio. Let's put it this way: we came back before Secret Wars.
That's true. We took all that time off, and we don't have an issue of Secret Wars that we didn't talk about. That is absurd. Oh my god, I can't believe it's extended to 9. We're like just over halfway.
It's pretty much the worst idea ever.
Oh my god.
Let me come, for those of you who haven't heard before, I actually work at a comic book store. Let me tell you how badly Secret Wars is hurting our comic book store right now. We have just piles of tie-ins that aren't selling because the main series isn't out. And even though I can explain to you people that you don't have to read the main series to understand what's happening in the tie-ins and vice versa, you still don't buy them. So we have piles of unsold comics.
It has just been really unique in that all these tie-ins aren't necessarily part of it at all. It's funny because I see so many times online in different forums and people talking about it and stuff that people upset when one of these tie-ins ends, and they're like, it didn't even tie back into Secret Wars, and it's like, it wasn't going to.
Yeah,
it was never going to.
That's what. But how many tie-ins for all these Marvel? How many times are we gonna fall for this? Honestly,
we probably we'll do it again. we'll fall again.
And as a retailer, it's even worse because I mean, it's hurting. I mean, we don't have, people come in, okay, this will dovetail into something you want to talk about. For example, we can't hand somebody Amazing Spider-Man currently. There is no Amazing Spider-Man.
That's true. You're right. There's no, well, there will be a week.
There is no Iron Man. There is no Captain America. There's no Avengers book. There's literally not a book on it right now for Marvel that's new that says Avengers on it.
That's absurd to think about,
going
especially
into
with
a movie.
The movie just came out on DVD. If you're on Twitter, if you follow the Avengers or anything Marvel like that on Twitter, your feed is just polluted with clips. Check out the gag reel. Check out this. Because the movie just came out, and now it's like somebody be like, "Oh, that movie! I remember that movie. I love that movie." But you can't go buy anything. You can't be like, I'll go get some Avengers. It's like, nope, there's, nope. Yeah,
they even put out 2 Ant-Man specials.
It's ridiculous.
It's just like, I don't have that evergreen title that can pick up some of the slack for all these titles that are just sitting there. And it's been all summer.
It really has.
I've changed my tune. Like, when Secret Wars first started, as you know, I was reading everything.
Mm-hmm. I remember that, yeah.
At least the first issue or 2 of everything was good. There was, like, maybe 1 or 2 series, honestly, that was just not very good. But, I mean, that stuff, once the delays started hitting in that, it just nosedived.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So many of these series just, I mean, a couple of them, it's kind of like, they got kind of murky for me, and then like a strong ending pulled them out. Like, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but Inhumans Adelon Rising was one of my favorites.
I haven't read the last one yet.
All right, we'll work around that, but that was a really good one. Just the ending is pretty good, but then different ones, like, I don't know if you read Guardians of Nowhere, but it just kind of, that ending was sort of just,
what the hell was the point of that whole miniseries?
Right, I don't even know what happened.
It seems to me what Marvel should have done, and they weren't going to do, let's be honest, they weren't going to do this because they don't want to lose their market share. That's what this boils down to. They don't want to lose their market share, their shelf space to DC. Right. So they shoved a bunch of shit out there, and they slapped Secret Wars on it, and they got rubes to buy it. That's it.
That's pretty.
But Guardians of Nowhere is the perfect example.
It started nowhere and it ended. It was just a waste of time.
And they were literally the Guardians of Nowhere.
I'll tell you what, though, it could be worse. I did not read the original Runaways, and I didn't read this new one, but my brother read the original Runaways with the Brian K. Vaughan, right? And he loved it. And so he saw Runaways coming from Secret Wars, and he knew it was a different thing, but he was like, well, Runaways, maybe it'll still sort of have some of that spirit, and he read it, start from finish, it's like, well, this could have never happened. Like,
not to mention,
there was no point in this.
Indecipherable.
Oh, yeah.
And I like Noelle Stevenson.
It's
just like completely undecipherable. I had no idea what I was reading most of the time because, like most indie creators, and I'm sorry if I'm offending any of you, what they rely on is whip snap dialogue, and you have to have some cohesive dialogue at some point to tie everything together.
Right.
And it was hidden. I was like, I had to search for it. But going back to Guardians of Nowhere.
Yeah.
They had Bendis write it, who wrote the last Guardians run, which was up and down, but overall it was pretty good.
Right.
He introduces a villain that we'll never see again.
Nope. One issue was just his origin, like almost a whole issue for a villain who's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Never going to do anything again. And then we got the Guardians facing off with other space-related Marvel cosmic characters, and they said, hey, bro, you want to go, bro? No, bro, you want to go, bro? And then they just parted ways.
Yeah, that was about it. I'm enjoying Infinity Gauntlet with Jerry Dugan. That just looks cool, but again, that's another thing I know. I'm seeing these like alt versions of the Guardians that are interesting, but I know there's one issue left, and then it's never gonna be relevant again. With
that one was another one that was like 4 or 5 weeks late, so I haven't even bothered to read it yet. I'm like, well, I don't remember anything that's happening. I have pretty good retention from this stuff. I was just like, I'm just going to read this all when it comes out. At this point, I've reached the point where I don't want to read it issue to issue.
And that's the thing is, I'm sure Secret Wars, the actual series, I'm enjoying, I think. I don't remember. But
it's phenomenal.
Right. And it's like, it's going to be great when I can sit there and have all 9 now, I guess, 9 issues just right there in a little pile and just, and it's going to be like, this is a great story. It's just all over.
Part of me wonders now that they've announced this 9th issue that they've already said is not coming out till December after everything's relaunched already. It makes me wonder if they're just like, well, we can't get these done, so they'll just come out when they come out.
It seems ridiculous because they're kind of starting the all new, all different well before Secret Wars is over. Now, because originally it was the last issue of Secret Wars is the same day, which is a week from Wednesday, was going to be that day, the same day as Invincible Iron Man #1, which is like the start of the new thing,
That's it.
Now it's like Secret Wars 6, I think, is supposed to come out then. And then
no, it's not.
Did that get bumped again too?
According to the Diamond invoices for my store, it is not on the release for the next 2 weeks. So now that's the 5th issue just showed up.
So that
and then they added it to the website later that day, that Wednesday. So I don't know, but as far as the invoices I've seen, it is not coming out for the next 2 weeks.
So that means we've had 5 issues come out so far?
5, yeah.
5, yes. So that means we're gonna have the post Secret Wars universe begin with 4 issues of Secret Wars left to come out. That is just absurd. That it blows my mind. Now that said, I am really excited for a lot of these all new, all different titles, especially kind of like the little ones that, let's be honest, probably won't be here forever, like a Karnak or something like that. Like just kind of little obscure things like that. That and like Vision getting his own book. Like there's gonna be fun stuff here, but it just kind of, I don't know, it muddles it a little for me. It takes a little bit of it away, but I'm still excited, and it's going to be a huge week. A week from Wednesday, right? October 7th. From that point on, you've got multiple #1s a week coming out, so that's pretty exciting. But something else that was announced, by the way, we'll just jump into this, is I don't know if you saw these, but a couple of books announced just this week that are coming out that particularly caught my eye. One, of course, it was all over the news. It was hard to miss. Was the new Black Panther book by the writer from The Atlantic, Ta-Nahesi Coates. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It feels right. So I'll run with it. I've never read anything of his because it's all smart. So I don't, so I don't try. But
he's a very talented writer, and it's probably going to be really good and last for about 10 issues because nobody will buy it after issue 1.
yeah,
Which is sad to say. And that's the other thing. How many books are we up to now with all new, all different Marvel?
I want to say
Honestly.
I think 50. I think we're at about 50.
That's too many.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a
That's
lot.
way
And
too many.
There's supposed to be new books all through February. And then I guess
Yeah, they're not even done.
right. Yeah, so it does seem weird that it's just that many books and scattered over that long. Have you seen their, well, obviously I'm sure you've seen, but they're the advertising the number 2s. I thought that was that was interesting. There's ads for buy Invincible Iron Man number 2. But you just don't normally see that. But then also Moon Knight, a new Moon Knight series by Jeff Lemire.
They did announce that.
Thrilled about that. Yes, I can't. The artist escapes me right now, but it sounds amazing. He's in like an insane asylum and some stuff's going on or whatever. I mean, they could come up with a horrible premise for it and then say Jeff Lemire, and I'm totally on board. Silver Surfer also is going to be continuing with its creative team, but obviously relaunching because that's what they do. So next year you'll have a Silver Surfer number 1. X-Men 92 is going to be a new ongoing series, and then Mockingbird off of her Shield 50th anniversary special.
Why?
Because TV.
Again,
TV.
Like it's Spider-Gwen again. Like they're not even just hinging on issues anymore. They're giving Gwenpool.
Yeah, can we talk about Gwenpool for a minute?
Just a variant cover.
Oh my god. We do not need this. Gwenpool. I don't even know what that is. That doesn't even make sense. But yeah, somebody saw it in a variant cover, so then everybody's doing it at all the different cons. Everybody wants to be Gwenpool, Pink Deadpool, and everybody loses their mind.
I did see one. I only saw one, but I did see one in San Diego this year.
Yeah, off a variant cover. I mean, and then she's getting a couple weeks in Howard the Duck, and then a Christmas special. Her own Christmas special. It was like Christmas special Gwenpool number 1 or something. I saw people get in an argument once where someone's, when they're like, oh, please, can I have more Gwenpool in my life? And someone's like, how do you even know if you like Gwenpool? It's one picture. We don't need to. It was like, how would you like it if we took Groot, made it pink, and named it Gwoot? And then that person was like, I'd love it. I'd buy every issue. It's like, Jesus God, what's happening to us?
Yeah, it's just...
Ugh. But
when you start basing series off of variant covers, it's a recipe for disaster.
yes,
And if you read the solicitation for that one shot, it's not just Gwenpool. There's 5 stories in it. Only one of them has to do with Gwenpool.
right, yeah, I saw this other stuff in She-Hulk and other
Ms.
things
Marvel.
going on. We're totally just random jumping over the place, but I've just got a list of different issues over the last couple weeks. But Winter Soldier, I don't know if you read that because I don't know anyone really who did. But that Bucky Barnes Winter Soldier, where they made him into some sort of space adventure.
I stayed with that as long as I possibly could.
How far did you make it?
I think issue 8.
I don't blame you.
Eight
I
or-
finished all 11. Don't know what happened.
When
I have some theories.
When I read all the way up until about halfway through the Crossbones stuff, I think. I didn't make it that far.
Which I think, and I may be wrong here, but Crossbones turns out to be the son of an alternate reality Bucky that's come over through a portal into this universe to fight this Bucky. I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it was they did some origin backstory to him, and even then it was kind of hard to tell. Because a lot of it was just ridiculous paintings. I mean, the art's beautiful. It's a beautiful, like, painting sort of style. But organizationally, from a comic book standpoint, no idea. No idea. I could read. I remember reading the first issue, and you see Bucky get shot by someone at the end, and everybody I talked to afterwards was just, who the hell was that? No, nobody could even tell who it was. It's supposed to be an old man version of Bucky, but people eventually figured that out because they could make out a star on his arm. But before that, it was like, okay, he's shot by this person, and it's supposed to be a big reveal. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's
Right.
over now.
I'll tell you what, something though I did like that I think was that this week, or it might have been last week. I'm still all over the place. I think it was this week. Captain America White finally came out.
Yes.
The unfortunately named now. I mean, not unfortunate, but I just think it's a little funny that the current Captain America obviously now is a black man in Sam Wilson, and then they come out, well, this is Captain America White But obviously, for those who don't know, it is not named after that. It was named as part of Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's Color series they did, and that started was that 8 years ago that Captain America White Zero
Yep,
came out?
I bought the Zero off
My
the shelf,
God.
and I was excited. And I was at Wizard World Chicago,
Oh,
I
nice.
believe, back then. Way back then. I met Jeff Loeb, and it was right. I met him, and I got my Hush hardcover signed. And when he was signing, he was giving out. This is how long ago this was, people. He signed it and gave us preview comic for this new TV show that he was part of that he couldn't be more excited about, called Heroes.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He gave us a preview comic for that as well.
Oh, that was a
and
hot
signed
minute ago
it.
at this point.
Yeah.
Well, they've already revived it, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see that? I have it recorded just because I liked Heroes. Like everyone else, I thought Heroes was good in maybe the first season, and I thought everything after that was trash.
Yeah.
And but so
I didn't watch anything past like half. I take that back. I watched it all the way through the second season, but I didn't watch anything after that.
It was bad. It got even worse.
I heard it got pretty bad.
It got really bad. I have this first episode of the new thing because they just did it this week. The like mini series or event. I think they like to call it now event series, so it sounds like it's important. I recorded the first episode and I'm gonna watch it, just because I'll try it out of like I guess nostalgia feels weird to say because it's not that long ago, but I guess nostalgia. But anyways, though, Captain America White, yeah, I thought that was really good. It's a cool like story during World War II and with Cap and with Bucky, and you see him. In I can't remember if it was in 1 or 0 because 0 came packaged with 1, but you see like Bucky become Bucky, if for lack of a better term, and it's a great little story. It's a great little story. And then issue 2 already comes out, I think Wednesday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
But yeah, so it's cool, especially to finally see 8 years later, finally happening. But so you want to talk about delays? I mean, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Something else, though, from the Star Wars side of things that came out since last we spoke, but the next issue of it is coming out soon. Shattered Empire #1. What did you think of that? The prequel series. We're finally getting some lead up into the eventual events of Episode 7. What are your thoughts on that?
It was amazing.
I loved it.
I loved the hell out of it.
Awesome.
Somehow people did not pick up on the Force Awakens stuff.
Really?
No, I sold like a ton of them, and then when people are buying them, I'm like, make sure you pay close attention because there's some teases to Force Awakens. Right. And they came back and they're like, I read that book twice, so I didn't pick up on anything.
It's just the last name, right?
I was like, come on.
And the art was really good too. I mean,
fantastic.
But it's what I'm expecting at this point from Marvel when it comes to Star Wars. They're just hitting it out of the park. It's just phenomenal Star Wars stuff. Lando and all of that. Leia, I wasn't the biggest fan of by the end. I was
but it was
happy
still decent.
Right. It's not like it was bad. I mean, it's Mark Waid. It's not ever going to be bad. But, I thought by the end I was kind of like, okay, I'm ready for it to end. But, like, I'm glad it wasn't an ongoing, but it was still good. I mean, if that's their, basement on quality, then I'll take that. Absolutely. But something else, obviously, you and I were big fans of, and that series is over now. Another series where unfortunately starts, ends, and really, has no effect on the future moving forward. But Planet Hulk is done after 5 issues. What did you think of the
I love the
series?
first half, but the last 2 issues, and especially the last one, I was not a fan of. I really didn't like the ending.
I was not a fan of either. When I turned to the last page, it's just him on the devil dinosaur. Thus endeth the chronicle. I was like, what did I just read?
What exactly are they trying to say about Cap and Bucky lately, by the way?
Yeah, that seemed to make a lot of insinuations, and I thought it was going to...
In, like, every book. Even in Captain America White.
I really thought it was going to go somewhere with that.
I mean, was there a gayer-looking panel in comics this year than that picture, and than that art in Captain America White with Bucky riding the back of the motorcycle with Cap? Honestly, it's not necessarily pertaining to that, but there's that part in it where he's talking to Cap about going out dancing or like going, there'll be lots of chicks there, whatever. And Cap's like, well, what does that matter? And Bucky's like, well, I just thought, with you being, he's, insinuating Cap's never hooked up and whatever.
and Bucky just has this total wise guy face in just this one panel where I've never done it before, but since I'm reading on the digital, I screenshot it and I just saved that one panel because he's got the most like kind of face. I don't know that the Tim Sale art's just really good. I really enjoy it, but I absolutely see what you mean with him on the motorcycle and stuff. It's getting a little like ambiguously gay duo.
I thought they could have done more with that Planet Hulk series, and then even by the end, I was just like, well, none of this is gonna matter anyway.
Right. Right, and then the twist with Doc Green, where spoiler alert, it's been out 2 weeks now or something or more, but spoiler alert, obviously Doc Green is not Bruce Banner. As soon as he shrunk down, he wasn't Bruce Banner. I wasn't like, oh, whoa, what a twist. I was like, so Bruce is never the Hulk again, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, no, now already paving the way for Amadeus Cho.
Totally awesome.
Totally.
Hulk.
Oh my God, I hate that name, but I love Greg Pak, so I mean, I'm very optimistic.
Okay, before we go any further,
yes,
let's do our DC check-in.
Oh, DC check-in. Yeah, go ahead.
What did you think of the end of Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows?
No, one DC thing that they did do, they didn't cancel, or they canceled and uncanceled Omega Men. So
which the 5 to 7 people that were the vocal minority. I love that. On their web posts, they're like, because you demanded it.
Because you all asked for it.
Yeah. What were the sales of that book? Wasn't it less than like 7,000 copies? That's why they delayed. That's why they got rid of it, people.
They canceled it. Like, they actually canceled it, and then they were like, no, it's not canceled. Who's asking for it? Even if all 7,000 did, it's like, well, there's only 7,000 of you.
We have a customer base of easily 2 to 250 people at our shop. We pull one, and we don't sell any off the shelf. God. Nobody cares.
I really know almost nothing about Omega Men. I'm sure it's okay. I don't mean to disrespect Omega Men.
I honestly thought it was DC's shot at trying to have like a Guardians of the Galaxy, which is stupid because they have Green Lantern, but okay.
Right. They already have their Nova Corps. Just kidding. Nova Corps. Whatever. You get my point. But anyways. Yeah, no.
But they canceled so many books.
Right. I don't know what's happening. I guess Prez is finishing, though. I just keep hearing about Prez. Is Prez any good?
No.
I didn't think it would be. But it's just every news thing is like, Prez will make it 12 issues. It gets its full run. It's like, okay.
Maybe they just did that and nobody cared. And they're like, oh, God, nobody cared. And they're like, hey, everybody wanted Prez to stay. We're keeping it, guys.
That's probably.
I mean, literally in our shop, we don't have, besides Batman and Justice, the regular Justice League, not whatever the hell that Brian Hitch one is.
Right.
The regular Justice League book at Batman, the only DC book that has more than 10 people pulling it is Starfire.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. Wow. No other book comes close. Batgirl only gets 7. We sell the trade like crazy. Only 7 people buy the issues.
How about the fact that they're going to put Supergirl up against Gotham? That seems ridiculous to me that CBS would do that.
Of course.
But they argue that it's like, well, we don't believe that Supergirl is made for the same audience that Gotham is.
Because they're stupid.
Exactly. It's like you're totally ignoring what they come from. It's ridiculous. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back tomorrow, though. Unless you're listening to this Tuesday, then it's tonight. Unless you're listening Wednesday, then it was yesterday. So that's exciting.
And if you're listening to it Wednesday, who saw that coming?
I couldn't believe it.
My
jaw
insane.
Literally hit the ground. I was amazed.
Did you see the Jessica Jones trailer?
I can't believe everyone died. No, Jessica Jones. I did see that. There were 2. There was actually 2. The first trailer was it was just art. The one cool thing was that they made the whole thing was, and it's a little, whatever it really got to me was it's all like a purple hue to it. Everything was purple, and then it was all like art from the comic, and then you just kept hearing a voice saying her name, just shouting out Jessica, and it was Purple Man. Is what's his name? The Doctor Who guy, David Tennant, right? It's who's playing Purple Man, and it's subtle, but it was really creepy, and I think it looks really awesome. Then the second trailer they do is a little more like of a campy thing where. It's like 3 p.m. and her alarm starts going off, and you see her not wake up but just grab the alarm and then just shatter it, with her strength and stuff, and then Jessica Jones coming soon. They were okay. We didn't really see anything. I'm not super hyped yet per se, like I was when they finally released a Daredevil trailer and we actually saw him fighting and doing some stuff. But I'm very excited to know that it is coming out on November 20th, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I will most certainly watch it all in that weekend, like I did with Daredevil. But I'm very excited. It looks, from what I've seen so far, it looks really interesting because they used a lot of the comic art, and I think it's got a ton of potential. And then, if nothing else, we also get to meet Luke Cage. So there's something. If you don't know who Jessica Jones is, you at least take solace in finally meeting the original Power Man. Although I doubt they'll ever call him Power Man in this. But,
and you should read Alias.
Oh, absolutely! If you haven't read Alias, you should read Alias.
Alias is when Bendis still gave a shit, people.
Alias is why I'm hopeful for Invincible Iron Man. Not that it would be that same tone at all, but
I don't think there's going to be much butt sex in that comic.
No, probably very little. But just, the idea of I like Bendis on a solo hero that's not Moon Knight. Because I'm not a hardcore Moon Knight fan, but I know what he did to Moon Knight is basically unspeakable. But anyways, he's been good on solo heroes, for the most part. Spider-Man, if nothing else. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. So I'm really hopeful because if Invincible Iron Man is supposed to be the centerpiece of this new Marvel universe, then it can't just be Bendis' normal lather, rinse, repeat, long-winded conversations, plots that never get anywhere sort of stuff that we got from like Uncanny X-Men, which is still delayed until next month, I hope. That's 6 months of delay for Uncanny X-Men numbers 600.
Oh, I've completely forgot about that.
Oh my god, I forgot that series isn't even over. It was supposed to end before Secret Wars, and then out of nowhere it got delayed like 4 months, and then it got delayed like another 2 months, and I think it's scheduled for October, but at this point it probably doesn't matter.
They're probably going to add another issue to come out in February.
Probably. Which, by the way, I want to talk about that too, is with that issue 9 that's supposed to come of Secret Wars. I have read, if you look at the solicits, that Secret Wars, I think 7 and 8, or like the last two were supposed to be, bigger, and now they're regular sized, and then issue 9 is also a regular size issue, so it seems like they didn't even like expand the story or give Hickman more room or anything like that.
Nope.
They just shaved some of the story off and stretched it further. Because I guess some of the tie-ins would still be coming out at that point. So they wanted Secret Wars main series to still be going on. That is ridiculous.
Yep.
How can this... I mean...
Because people will buy it.
That's true. I will buy it.
That's the shitty part. We'll all buy it. And we'll be like, oh god, it's so good.
That's true. I could complain about things like I know it's not Marvel made it, but like Fantastic Four, but I went to see it. So I guess as long as I
still have
keep
not watched
feeding.
that, by the way.
You're right for doing that. I would never advise anyone to download something illegally, but at least wait until DVD, or maybe meet someone who got it on DVD.
Oh, I have.
Over their house.
I through other channels have acquired a copy. I just can't bring myself to sit down and watch it.
Oh yeah, I don't. It's hard. It's really hard. It's really hard to say. It's easier if you don't think of them as the Fantastic Four, and then you're like, oh, it's just a bad movie.
Yeah,
not
and
a
then
bad
you're just like,
movie
oh, God,
based
these
off
people
something
are
I
terrible.
like.
Yeah,
right. Thank God I don't read anything like this.
Yeah.
Or at least I won't be, because I don't know when they're making a Fantastic Four again. But anyways, let's talk some video games, because Disney Infinity 3.0 came out very recently,
and it's awesome.
Now you got the Saga bundle, right? Where it's just
I have
everything
up until tomorrow when everybody can catch up to me finally.
Right,
I had the Saga bundle, which also included the Rise of the Empire playset. I had all of the minifigures.
Mine comes tomorrow. I have it all bought on Amazon, but you are ahead of the curve on this one with that.
And that's actually the only one I've been playing.
Really?
I want to play the Rise of the Republic, or what is it? Twilight of the Republic.
Twilight of the Republic, that's right.
But I'm having too much fun playing the Empire stuff, and I'm actually playing it with Rebels characters.
Oh wow!
That's
that's the one reason I was kind of okay with doing it the way I did it, because I knew I would want to play the 4, 5, 6 levels more so than the original trilogy, the Twilight of the, I forget what they call them, but
I think it's Twilight of the Republic.
Yeah. So that's what obviously I've been playing that now, so it's like I like it because I'm actually playing it, and I don't feel like if I had the option to just go right into the the Empire one, I feel I would definitely be right there where you are. But
Yeah.
so at least this way, I have to do it, you know. And it's not like I have to because it's really fun.
Yeah, and I have Boba Fett.
Oh God,
That came in the bundle.
damn it!
Well, yeah, like tomorrow I have to buy Vader, Han, and Chewie, but I've had every other figure since launch day. It's a fun game, man. It's not overly complicated or anything like that, but it's very intuitive, and it's just you start playing, and like 3 hours later, you're like, holy crap, I've been playing this for 3 hours.
Right, and I had Disney Infinity too, and this one is just like it, but even more so, where it's a gateway drug in that you start playing it because you're like, okay, Star Wars, friggin' awesome, which I love it. I've been playing I've actually maxed out Obi and Yoda, but mostly now I'm playing Obi-Wan. But, you know, so you start playing that, and then eventually you start seeing what some other, you know, eventually you get drawn to the whole, like, toy box mode of it, and you see what some other people have made, and some people make some fun stuff. Like, there was that Nintendo game, Splatoon, that was all over the place and was, you know, really hyped and stuff. They just totally remade that whole game in this and called it Squid Wars. So you've got that whole game just thrown in, and, you know, it's essentially the same thing. So I love games like this where it gives, like, fans and stuff opportunities to create, because there's some people out there that are just ridiculous with what they come up with and what they figure out how to make. So that's a really cool thing about this. It's like the playability is just potentially limitless, because as long as people are producing more levels, you got more content to play and more stuff to do. So it's just awesome. I love the Infinity series so far. I'm really hopeful they don't just make an Infinity 4, because a lot of people discussed it, you know, looking ahead next year. Like, what the hell else can you do now? You're out of stuff. The first one was just Disney, and then Marvel is in it, and then Star Wars. It's like you're kind of, you know, they don't have a bigger property. It's not like, oh, Cars 3 or like The Incredibles 2 or so, you know, this should be it. But it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I did make a system to cheat. Go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I also have the Inside Out playset.
Oh, how's that? I haven't
Good.
Good. I got Frozen. What's her name from Frozen? The Queen, Elsa. I got Elsa for my niece to play, and so she's having fun with that. So, and that's another thing too, is I played with my niece the other day, and we went to a level where someone just recreated Disney World, and I was Rocket Raccoon and she was Groot, and we're just Rocket Raccoon and Groot going on rides in Disney World. So it's so fun, and it really is like there's some all age stuff to that too and everything like that. But I have all the, you know, I have like almost, I think I have all the Marvel characters. No, I'm close. I'm missing like 2 or 3, but I have like all the Marvel characters, and I didn't feel like just grinding to level them up. So I did make a system to cheat. I've messed around with, because that stuff gets in depth where you're basically building like programs and teaching things like commands and stuff like that, as far as from technical aspects of levels. So I basically just created a room where you turn the switch on and you spawn like 50 battle droids.
Yes.
And you turn the switch off and they all die. And you just get all the experience. So anyone I don't feel like sitting there and grinding with and stuff. Like, I like Falcon, but he wasn't like the funnest character to play. So I just, you know, jump, leveled up.
Yeah.
So
I
cheat too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, buy that because it's awesome, and I want them to keep making more figures and playsets.
Absolutely. Oh, I can't wait for it to episode 7 stuff. There's gonna be episode 7 levels, and then obviously they already didn't they already reveal the figures for I'm blanking on it now, but Finn and what's her name, the woman, the female,
the Ray.
That's it. I always want to say Daisy, but that's the actress's name, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why I always get confused. I'm like,
so
Daisy Ray, and I was like, that's not a name.
That'll be out in December, so there's that to look forward to. Hopefully, they just keep making more I'd buy any Star Wars stuff they put out for the game anyway. But
they got new Marvel ones coming too. They've got
Hulkbuster,
Ultron, Hulkbuster. Ant-Man is supposed to still be coming. They had announced in July. They put out a teaser of something big is coming to, coming to Disney Infinity, and they're all sitting there, and in Hulk's hand, it's like a little Ant-Man they're all looking at. So there's supposed to be an Ant-Man one eventually, but nothing has been said since then. So who knows? Fingers crossed. It'd be fun to mess around in there with just shrinking and growing. That would be something really interesting. But all right, let's look ahead to next week. What do you got your eye on next week as far as what's coming out?
Well, since I haven't read any of last week's comics yet, I'm looking forward to reading. I'm looking forward to reading Kanan.
Yeah.
Not The Last Padawan anymore, just Kanan.
Oh, they retitled it?
Yeah, just Kanan.
Oh, wow.
Well, if you read the first arc at the very end, He is no longer a Padawan, so
Well, there you
'cause
go.
he's not a Jedi.
Nice. Once again, their Star Wars stuff phenomenal.
Yeah, any Star Wars stuff.
I highly recommend Inhumans Adelon Rising. I don't think that would have.
Yeah,
come yet, or if
I
you-
want to finish that up.
That's a very good series. I won't spoil the ending for like anybody that hasn't, since it did just come out, Wednesday. But that ending is really good. It's a real like Twilight Zone sort of feel to it, and I think they did something really cool in it. I didn't think they would do, but it's that's a good read, and it like everything Inhumans has been lately, which is another thing on our website. Don't forget to check out my handy guide to all things Inhumans, because they're blowing up. They're in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're going to eventually have their own movie. They've got like 5-6 comic books coming out over the next couple of months, plus probably more. So, check them out.
And I'll be writing stuff on there too in the near future.
There you go. All right. I think I'm most looking forward to, I believe it's Captain America White 2, I said, is coming out.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And then the last of the S.H.I.E.L.D. 50th anniversary with the Cavalry, where it's Agent May, from a character from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So that's, obviously they want to bring that into the fold of the comic universe. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how many of these S.H.I.E.L.D. 50th anniversaries actually yield books like Mockingbird has already. I'm convinced they're going to do a Nick Fury book.
You mean they could feed into the S.H.I.E.L.D. book?
Oh, right. True. I forgot that's coming too, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But
Well, it's already been around.
That's right. But I wonder though, just if there's going to be. Well, I mean, Nick Fury hasn't really been in it too much, but I mean, I don't know. It just seems like a character. Did you actually read that, by the way? That was another thing that came out this week.
No, we didn't get it.
That was okay. That was an interesting story.
I'll be reading that this week.
There was time travel and like 2 different Furies working together, and I'm gonna spoil something. It's not really a spoiler, but you do actually see Nick Fury for like a panel of him on the moon as as whatever they call him now, that he is at the end of Original Sin. He sort of replaced the Watcher. I think they call him the Unseen or something like that. That has not been acknowledged or hinted at or shown or suggested in any way until this panel right here, or like till the panel in this book just shows him for like a second. So I thought that was interesting to see that really happened, and it wasn't.
Well, here's my question: do all those take place in the old Marvel universe or the new Marvel universe?
Oh, I have no idea. That's such a headache. I remember people
cares?
trying to figure out forever with the book Rage of Ultron. People are like, oh, it has to be this because that, or this because that. It's like just read the book, see if it's good, and it was. But all right, so that's gonna wrap it up for us this week.
Yeah, a big stream of consciousness episode for you guys to come back to.
There you go. And next week, obviously, we'll have a bunch of other fun stuff, too. It's a little bit of a slow week next week with comics, but we'll also have a lot to look forward to, because that will be our last show before the all-new, all-different Marvel, where everything will be all new and all different.
All different. Maybe DC will do something.
Maybe DC will do something. There's plenty of time for them to cancel and renew more books between then and now. So, all right, thank you so much for listening. We will talk to you next week for the Comic Book Nerd Podcast. I am Eric.
And I'm Jeremy.
And thank you so much for listening.